Brilliance Audio presents Widowish by Melissa Gould, performed by Rachel Botchin. Your husband is critically ill, said a doctor in the cold hub of the ICU. There were 3 of them in their white coats, refusing to look me in the eye. Behind me, past a closed curtain, Joel lay in his hospital bed, his dark hair slightly disheveled, his green eyes closed, wearing nothing but a hospital gown. He was hooked up to an IV surrounded by tubes and wires. Here, at the active nurses' station, phones were ringing. I sensed information being exchanged about patients all around us, but all I wanted was clarity about my husband's condition. "What exactly are you telling me?" I asked. "We have a 13-year-old daughter. I don't understand what you're saying." The infectious disease doctor, who days earlier had examined Joel from head to toe, looking for a bite or a welt or something that might indicate the reason for Joel's illness, but had found none, said, "Joel is gravely ill." Gravely? A second ago, he had said critically. I didn't understand what was happening. It had been 3 days since Joel was alert and awake. 3 days since my husband walked into the emergency room because of the flu-like symptoms that had been plaguing him for nearly a week. I felt a sense of urgency. Joel's health had rapidly declined since the hospital admitted him, yet no one seemed to have a clue as to why. I had experience with Joel being ill. He had been battling multiple sclerosis for a few years, but MS is not a disease people die from. It's a quality-of-life disease that can cause problems with balance, muscle control, and other bodily functions, but it does not typically leave a person in the hospital, non-communicative and non-responsive. When I had arrived at the hospital that morning, I expected the doctors to share some positive or at least conclusive news with me. An explanation why Joel was so sick and what would make him better. A course of treatment. I thought the latest MRI or the various specialists conversing with one another would give me, some definitive action to take that would help Joel recover from this mysterious illness that landed him in the ICU. Instead, the doctors had me reeling with fear and uncertainty. If Joel was gravely ill, couldn't they help him? "We're in a hospital," I screamed. "You're all doctors. If Joel is sick, make him better." They exchanged side glances at one another. It seemed each one was silently willing the other to say what they couldn't bring themselves to tell me. The infectious disease doctor wiped his hand across his face. The head of the ICU covered his mouth with his hand and continued to stare at his feet. Joel's MS doctor, who had no privileges at this hospital, but whom I had fought to get approval for so that she could at least evaluate his chart and talk to the other doctors, finally looked at me with tears in her eyes. "We don't think we can." I first met Joel in 1987. It was in the lobby of Atlantic Records on Los Angeles' Sunset Strip, where we both worked. Joel was 4 years older than me, and this was his real job, while for me it was my summer job during college. I knew immediately that he was someone I would like when I saw his long rocker hair, shorts, combat boots, and the Who t-shirt he was wearing. I knew it was love when he told me a joke a few days later. We were in his office, the mailroom. I was sitting on the counter, my legs swinging beneath me. Joel was printing mailing labels when he stopped to look at me. "Where do cantaloupe and honeydew go in the summer?" he asked. "Where?" I said. "John Cougar Mellencamp." He paused, waiting for my reaction, and a smile came to his face, his green eyes twinkling. I couldn't help but laugh. In fact, I laughed so hard, I started crying. He laughed too. With that silly joke, I decided that I wanted to marry someone just like him one day. I never thought it would be him, but right then and there, he set the bar high. He was cool. He was funny. He was Jewish.